everyone, Tim Schofield here, and it's time for some spring cleaning, and I've got a couple great options. Now, Dreame has been keeping my house clean for a while now with their robot vacuums, but I get a lot of comments or messages saying, hey, a robot vacuum doesn't quite fit my lifestyle or even their household. So Dreame has an alternative for you. First of all, their G10 series. This is the G10 Combo with a floor washer and stick vacuum combo, or the G10 Pro, which is a cordless floor washer as well. Big thanks to Dreame for sponsoring this video and sending over both of these for us to check out. Now what we're gonna do is take a quick look at what comes in the box and then do some full testing. I have a really big test as well that I'm excited for you to see. Not only are we going to mop the floors, but also vacuum them as well with the stick vacuum, and even just the floor washer. It does a good job at not only getting those wet stains, those sticky stains, but also, hey, maybe you got some cereal, dirt, anything that crackers that you have on your floor, that will suction that up as well. So let's get into it and put the G10 series from Dreame to the test. Let's get started. Inside the box of the G10 Pro, you get your floor washer plus tanks that is for clean and dirty water. There is a docking station that will not only help self-clean the mopping pad, but also will charge your G10 Pro. You get a cleaning brush and a huge bonus. This is an extra mop pad, plus an extra filter as well, and a multi-surface floor cleaner to mix in with the water that you put in. In the box of the G10 Combo, you get a few extra pieces because there is a stick vacuum. You have a main motor that will connect to your other attachments, including that vacuum attachment. Exact same base, which will also help with the self-cleaning, and it will charge your mop at the same time. So realistically, both of these will handle wet and dry messes, but let's take a quick look at both of them and see which one would fit your lifestyle best. Beginning with the Dreame G10 Pro, this is the strongest entry-level all-in-one cleaner you can get. The design is extremely premium all throughout. From the handle, you don't have to bend over to do any of your mopping, all the way down to that roller mop, which will self-clean. The base station is the exact same on both, and it will charge via these two prongs. Just plug in your cable into the back. That clean water tank also holds 900 milliliters of water, so a substantial amount of water to hold, so you don't have to keep refilling it. Diving right into it, the G10 Pro has been fantastic on my hardwood floors no matter what I throw at it. The standard mode operates at medium power. Turbo gives you that max suction power and water flow for those stubborn stains. Quiet means it will be on low power, but also not as noisy. Finally, suction mode for dry vacuuming only without any water spray. That mop spins really fast, up to 520 times per minute, so you know it is thoroughly cleaning your floor. I love the edge-to-edge design. A lot of other cleaners don't quite have that, which is perfect for cleaning those edges under your cabinets, around furniture, without having to move anything, and it will get those tricky corners. There's also 16,000 PAs of suction included, so when you do have a dry mess, it will absolutely suction that up. I did a lot of testing. First of all, it was raining outside. I got a lot of shoe stains on my hardwood. That was not a problem. That was an easy one. Plus, hey, maybe you spill some milk. No need to cry. It will mop that right up. And even with cereal involved, again, with dry, hard cereal, that will get suctioned up, no problem. The harder stains is what I was interested in, specifically something like jelly or syrup. So I took some jelly, had it sitting on the floor for a little while there, and once it kind of got stuck to the floor, I went over it with the G10 Pro and it was no issue whatsoever. Again, cleaned it with ease. After one or two passes, it was very clear there was no more jelly on the floor. Even larger objects like coffee beans and coffee grounds, etc., get suctioned up really quickly. I was very impressed with how little amount of times I needed to go over dry mess for it to suction it up. All right, so we have our G10 Pro right here, and we've put it through the ringer. We've done a lot of testing. It has done a really good job keeping my floors clean, but now it's time for the big test. We're gonna put a lot of things in a row and see how it does. First thing we're gonna use is just a little bit of flour, mustard, ranch, and you know I'm serious with the price of eggs these days, so we're gonna actually even do an entire egg. And finally, just some pasta, some noodles we just cooked. All right, we're gonna do this demo live, so you know I'm not making anything up. So turning it on, making sure it's on the correct mode. You'll see you got some water going, so it is actually mopping, but here we go. So now, moment of truth. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It actually worked. It got everything. Look at that. It doesn't have any yolk, no noodles, all in just like one pass and go through. I could go through a couple more times just to make sure everything got taken care of and the floor is thoroughly scrubbed, but wow, you'll see, that was a very intensive test and we are all set and good to go. The G10 Pro can clean up to 2,200 square feet or about 35 minutes, so you can pretty much get your entire floor on a single charge. And again, you just drop it back into that base station, it will continue charging. After all of this testing, we want to make sure that mop stays clean and there's a one-touch clean up towards the top. Once you get it all set down into the dock, press that button, and what it's gonna do is spin that roller mop really fast and make sure it uses the fresh water in the mop and clean. It will go both ways, so it makes sure to get all the dirt, dust, hair in between all the crevices of the mop. Even after heavy testing, it's nice to see that the mop pad stays clean and I don't have to manually keep it clean. Now let's take a look at the G10 Combo from Dreame, which if you have a house with a lot of carpet or rugs around might be the better option. It's probably what I would go with for the versatility. You essentially get the G10 Pro mop with just one side being the edge, so that is a bit of a difference, but you still get that 16,000 PAs of suction. On top of the mop, you have a detachable motor with a 2-in-1 design for that cordless stick vacuum. For the G10 Combo, it's really easy to switch between the mop and the stick vacuum. All you do is press this release button and the motor pops out. It's all charged up and ready to go. And all you have to do is come on over here and connect it to a few different pieces. Just make sure you line everything up. It locks right into place. Then what you can do is go, bring it to the stick. And once that's connected, bring it on over, connect it right to your vacuum piece, and that's it. Really simple, and vice versa. You can just pop this out, it comes on out, same thing. There's a release switch here, this will pop on out, and your motor's good to go. Just pop it back into the mop. The stick vacuum from the G10 Combo did a really good job at thoroughly cleaning carpets and rugs, especially if you say you have a little bit of crumbs on a rug in the kitchen, you're going to need to suction that up. Not only that, since it's a stick vacuum, it can get into much harder to reach places than say the G10 Pro with its mop would. I have a credenza in my kitchen that's really hard to vacuum underneath, but that stick vacuum is mobile enough to be able to do that. Even carrying it up the stairs. First of all, doing it on stairs is fantastic. I have carpet on my stairs, so that's really something that needs to get vacuumed regularly, and this stick vacuum took care of that. It's light enough to carry up the stairs, so I can even bring it into a bedroom and clean under the bed. Again, with it being a stick vacuum, it's very versatile. Being able to freely vacuum underneath chairs, on top of rugs, under railings as well. Those are really hard to get places for robot vacuums. And you still get a really good amount of suction. I found that it would even just pull up on the rugs because it was suctioning so well, which is great. Again, cracker spills in the corners when you're going along baseboards is great. Even coffee beans on the rug in one swoop. It suctioned all of them. Those were large pieces and it got them right away. The floor washer that comes in the G10 Combo, like I said, is so similar to the G10 Pro. It tackles those wet and dry messes with ease. No matter if it's a milk stain, a coffee ground stain, anything, it's going to suction it up. You just have to be wary which side is the edge cleaner. You can still clean those edges. It's just on the right side of the mopper as opposed to both sides like the G10 Pro. The G10 Combo has a little higher max runtime at 50 total minutes for a little bit more of that whole house cleaning, which again is nice because you can bring that stick vacuum just about anywhere. And again, just like that G10 Pro, one button push and it will self-clean that roller mop for you. The Dreame G series offers multiple ways to make sure your house stays clean in multiple form factors. I'm very impressed with how well it tackles all the dirt and liquid stains throughout my home and love how they keep themselves clean. Be sure to check out the Dreame G10 Pro and G10 Combo. I will be sure to link to both of them down in the description of the video below. Be sure to subscribe, a lot more content coming soon. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.